Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give a series review of Crying Freeman by Kazuo Koike and Ryoichi Ikegami. This is a series that I have wanted to read for so many years. I just thought that the covers were so interesting looking, and I couldn't ever get it out of my mind. I've only ever found, I believe, old, the floppy comic versions of some random issues of Crying Freeman, but never, it wasn't a complete set, or even the first part of the series that I felt like it was going to be worth me purchasing them. Now, I bought the Kazuo Koike Humble Bundle, so a bunch of Dark Horse titles that are all wildly out of print, that I've always wanted to read, and Crying Freeman was part of it, and so all 5 of the Dark Horse omnibus volumes, digital versions of those, is what I purchased. So this is the cover of Volume 1, and these covers in color are yellowish and red, and they're so cool looking, and this series did not disappoint. I really didn't know what to expect going into this, because I just was like, you know what? Some things are gems, some things are not gems, some things are classics that I just have no interest in. And maybe I've hyped this one up so much that I'm just going to be disappointed. And very happy to report, not the case. I loved every second of this. This is about an assassin, Crying Freeman, who always, every time he kills somebody, he cries. And so here's just some really wicked, artwork. The artwork is stunning, gorgeous, amazing, mind-blowing to look at. And so anyway, Crying Freeman cries every time he kills somebody, and this woman watches him murder somebody and is like, oh, well, he's going to come back for me, obviously. He's not going to let me live now that I've seen his face and I know who he is, right? And so she's fully expecting this guy to come back and kill her. She's a painter, so she paints a picture of him, and she's just so captivated by this man, and she's like, you know what? I've lived my life. It's not been a very great one. I don't really have much to live for. He's going to come back. He's going to kill me. It's going to be fine. So sure enough, he does come back to murder her and, basically destroy the evidence. And she just says, you know what? I just want to have a passionate night with you, and then you can do whatever you need to do. And so they have sex. They get interrupted, and he ends up deciding that, you know what? I don't want to kill this woman. There's something about her I can't let go of. And so instead he kind of indoctrinates her into the organization he's a part of. And it's just this really, really cool story about them kind of just becoming the ultimate power couple, and him, rising the ranks in this organization that he really, is a part of. And you learn kind of about the backstory of how he got involved with them. And it's just really, really captivating every second of it. I just couldn't put it down. I couldn't. There's the painting that she painted of him. It's so it's super sexy and super violent and action packed, and just there's so much nudity, there's so much violence, there's so much just ridiculous absurdity, and I was just eating it up. I could not get enough of it. All of the panels were so stunning, and this person knows how to draw bodies. I will tell you that right now, because all of the women, all of the men, naked all the time, looking fantastic. So dream come true for anybody out there who's looking for something that's just it's just so sensual. It wasn't horribly graphically it's not porn, but it's just super sensual and really, really dynamic. And it will go from a scene of passionate lovemaking to, now we've got a huge battle on our hands, and we're going in and we're just going to be super stealthy about it, and we're going to murder everybody. But yeah, it's it was such a fun ride, honestly. Not disappointed in the slightest with this one, and I cannot wait to read it again because it's just so interesting and super captivating. And I like there's issues with it, of course. Like it wasn't perfect, but it was perfect enough that I just had so much fun with it. And when it was done, I just went like, well, I could read 10 more volumes of this thing. Honestly, I could have read a 50 volume series of this guy doing what he's doing. I just couldn't get enough of it. Um, I mean, if violence and stuff is upsetting to you, or just like blatant sexuality is upsetting to you, then like this isn't going to be for you. But if you like sort of like gang stories of like people getting involved with stuff that they're like way in over their heads, but then they kind of like jump in head first into the lifestyle and um, yeah, and then take over and just be super friggin' cool about it. I don't know. It's just so cool. As I was reading this, I'm like, this is just the coolest thing ever. Um, the Yeah, like there's not so much depth to these people. You get backstory, you get a bit of character development and growth and stuff, but like at the end of the day, you know, it's just fun nonsense. Um, and I couldn't get enough of it, honestly. This was so good. I am now at a loss for words, so I'm just gonna stop rambling. If you have read Crying Freeman, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you own the series, like physically, um, good for you. I will definitely, if I ever see them out, I've never seen the physical volumes of Crying Freeman out in person anywhere. And I've been buying manga for well over a decade. So if I ever see them, I will definitely be baking them up because this was so fun. I will be rereading this. You can bet on that. Oh, it's so good. I'm just flipping through pages now. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts if you have read it, if you have any questions, if you're interested in it. Oh, digitally is the way to go, honestly, unless you can hunt down those physical volumes. This is definitely worth it to get it digitally, if nothing else, because it's worth your time to read it. So either track down the physicals or buy the digital volumes of it and read it, because this is a story you do not want to miss. Don't let the fact that it's out of print make you miss out on this, because it was so good. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.